Okay, so the last one is learning the difference between B and D. Um, so what you're going to do is tell the students to make a fist with their left hand, then tell them to point their index finger into the air. And this makes a B. Have them repeat the steps with their right hand. This makes a D. Now tell them to put their fists together. They have made a bed. The B, or headboard, is on the left, and the D, or footboard, is on the right. I don't think I can move this down because it's a screen capture. Nope. Can't move it. Anyway, those are just some really cool writing activities that aren't in your textbook. The writing process is talked about on page 177. I found this blog on the internet about writing. The blog is actually a few years old, but the information is still useful, so that's why I've put it on here for you. So if you click the link, I can do it, but parts of it are going to get cut off. So there's anchor charts for writing. So what do writers write? They write stories, poems, letters, lists, thank you notes, reminders, emails, journal entries, notes, important thoughts. Then if you scroll down, why writers write. There's pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and publishing. And this is the one I really liked, and this is the one I wanted you to see. So what does it look like? So there's actually pictures. What is the stage called? And then what does a writer do? So it has 3 parts for it. So if you make like a little cheat sheet of this, you can make it for the student and then put it on their desk so that when they're doing some writing, they can refer to this. Or you can make a poster of it so that the whole class can enjoy it. So that's something that might come in handy when you're helping children read. Then you have this revise versus edit poster. But you have the link for it, so you can look at it. And I think if you click on it, it gives you the bigger version. So if you have a hard time reading it, you can do that. PowerPoint, there we are. So there's a lot of useful information on there. If you want to check it out, you can. So the writing process. The focus in the writing process is on what students think and do as they write. So scroll down to this little picture that I made. So this has the 5 stages of writing. So in the middle we have the writing process. We start off with pre-writing at the top here. Then we're going to draft what we want to write. Then we're going to revise what we're going to write, and then we're going to edit it. And then once we're done editing, then we publish it. But if we're done editing and we're going, I don't like this, I want to redo this, then we go back to the pre-writing stage and then we go through the steps again. So it's kind of circular. So those are just the different steps in pre-writing. If you want to know what the stages are exactly, if you turn in your book to page 177, it has all the key features of the writing process there for you. So you can start at stage 1, pre-writing. So the students write on topics based on their own experiences. Students engage in rehearsal activities before writing. Students identify the audience and the purpose of writing activity. And then lastly, students gather and organize information. So that's in the teacher's notebook, which I believe is this page here. But you can also go through this stuff. So in pre-writing, the student's going to choose a topic. Consider why did you pick this topic? Who is this topic for? And what form are you going to choose to present it in? The next one is generating and organizing ideas for writing. So this is where you sit down and just throw ideas on the page and you just write. And whatever ideas, you just write them down. It can be the silliest idea, just put it down anyway. When you go on to the next step, you can then start crossing things off that don't make any sense. But this is where you just basically throw up on a page, and whatever comes out, comes out. So there's a question here, what are some examples of pre-writing that you've seen in schools, but this is not a live class, so you can't really answer it. So I'm just going to move on. Right here, I want you to put the stages of the writing process down, and as I said before, if you turn to page 177, that is where you will find them. The key features of the writing process is on page 178. So if you turn your page, you will find drafting there. And I want you to do the same thing you just did on the previous slide. You're going to write everything that you can about drafting on this slide here. And this is just for your notes. So if you do this, great. If you don't, then well, it's your loss. But I find by writing this stuff down and doing the definitions and stuff, it sticks a bit better. So then if you turn to page 180, then you'll find revising there. Then just go through rereading the draft, share the draft in writers groups, revising on the basis of feedback, and then conferencing with the teacher. I just got my essay back from my first assignment, and yeah, I edited it, but I kind of edited it too well. I left out stuff that I should have kept in, and it's like I actually did that, and I got docked marks because I didn't do it. But I actually did. I was going with word count, and I was way over. So, yeah, at least he's letting me do it again. I got a good mark, but I want a better mark, so I'm going to try it again. But I ended up having to do basically all of these processes myself, so I edited a little too well. Anyway, stage 4 is editing, and you'll find this on page 183. And same thing you did with the previous slides, go through and see what you can write about these different stages. And the last one is publishing. Publishing is the best stage because this is the final copy. All the hard work has been done. You've gone through the generating ideas. You've gone through the let's see how this will fit together. Let's get rid of stuff. Let's add stuff. Let's make it make more sense. And all the spelling has been checked, double checked, triple checked. And now it's perfect. So now we're able to publish it. And if you can do this well, then you can make it into a school book and have everybody in the class look at it. So that's why I really like the publishing part of it. Teaching the writing process is on page 187, so turn the page. Unless I had to. Anyway, I'll just quickly go through these because I have literally a minute and about a half. Writing class collaborations, that's when the whole class works on something, like a paper or something. Mini lessons on the writing process. Just pick one thing that you want to focus on and then do like a little lesson on it. And resource-based units, you have something, a tool, generally a resource, that you're focusing in on, perhaps doing a project on it. You could do a thematic unit, inquiry-based units, about Writer's Workshop and the writing process. And the last one is you're responding to student writing. And I'm going through this really quickly because most of this you will probably never have to organize yourself. The teacher does all of this. You're just assisting in these activities. So that's why I'm really going faster at that, and I only have like a minute. Differentiating between the needs of every student. So this is basically how you adapt it. So teachers adapt the activities involved in each stage of the writing process to make writing a successful experience for all students. Teachers often shorten the writing process to 3 stages: pre-writing, drafting, and publishing for young children and for students with few successful writing experiences. Then as students become more fluent writers and develop audience awareness, teachers add the revising and editing stages. Woo! 30 seconds ago. I'm just going to stop it here, though. I have 30 seconds, though. The writing process to meet the needs of every student, 192. These are all the stages that you need to know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So pre-writing, drafting,